It had been a cold, but sunny day. The machines of Cat Irons were still being prepared for the patrol that looked like it's going to be a pleasant flight. Only von Severitov and myself were ready to take off when we were surprised by the two Nieuports arriving at our airfield. This was not an isolated event. It seems that the French forces near Verdun have received significant reinforcements, and Nieuports have begun to aggressively challenge us in the sky on that day. Von Severitov was an arrogant, vindictive, and overly ambitious man, and I did want to be rid of him. But not in this way. He was positioning himself to attack the Nieuport that was chasing my tail. Knowing his character, I can't say if he earnestly tried to help me, or if he was blinded by the opportunity to finally add another victory to his score. But he clearly didn't pay attention to the second Nieuport that dove onto him and took him out with one burst. This meant that I was up against the two enemies on my own. A truly desperate fight for my life followed, which I almost lost on multiple occasions. Just as dangerous as the two enemies was my own plane. The bad stall characteristics of the Fokker E2 sent me into a short upside-down spin, from which I recovered in the very last moment. I managed to drag the fight back above the airfield, where everyone who could find a rifle or machine gun enthusiastically fired at the two French planes, until one of them turned away and retreated. The other one continued to fight me, but had clearly been damaged by ground fire, which allowed me to get onto its tail and deliver a solid burst that sent it spinning into the ground. At that point, I wanted nothing more than to get back onto solid ground, but I made myself patrol for a few minutes longer, pretending to guard the airfield against another attack. In truth, I was shaking uncontrollably and needed time to calm my nerves. I didn't want the others to see me like this. I am well aware that had it not been for the support of the anti-aircraft fire, I would have suffered the same fate as von Severitov. I owe my life to the man on the ground, and I made sure to show my appreciation by stocking their mess with enough drink for a big feast. I won't be attending, because I received orders to report to a new unit that is being formed at SIVRY. To my great joy, I found Bölke in command of the flight. His status, as the pilot with the most victories, gave him a free hand to organize his new unit. He had assembled a group of promising pilots and had specifically requested my transfer to him. I feel honored and humbled by the trust placed into me. Bölke also made sure that our unit was well equipped with Fokker E3 machines. He will be flying one of the brand new Fokker E4s that are beginning to be sent out to the front. All of us eagerly hope that the new design will give us an edge against the new French designs. My recent fight against the two Nieuports painfully demonstrated to me how outclassed our aircraft are. On paper, the E4 variant of the Fokker looks very promising. A much more powerful engine and double the firepower compared to the earlier designs. But Bölke doesn't seem to be too happy with it. However, he clearly doesn't want to badmouth the new plane in front of us. Soon after my transfer, I received a confirmation of my victory over the Nieuport near Yametz. This is my third confirmed victory, and I feel very proud of this achievement. On the 13th, we departed on our first patrol as a new unit. The weather was quite bad, and we did not encounter any enemies. Another patrol on the 15th had the same result. Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of our amazing Wings Over Flanders Fields campaign, where we are playing as the German pilot Felix von Berg, flying for Kampfeinsitzerkommando SIVRY, and well, we are flying this lovely Fokker E3. Today is the 17th of March 1916, we are looking at partial or scattered clouds, and it looks like the whole squadron might be going up together. But before we go to the briefing, just a quick mention of the events that happened in the past few days that you actually missed. Because, well, I did fly 2 missions, I believe. Let me just check real quick. Yes, I had a mission on the 13th and another mission on the 15th. And, well, those I did record them, but I'm not including them in this video because we didn't encounter anybody. However, my victory claim has been confirmed. So the new port that we shot down near Yametz airfield, that victory has now been confirmed. We can check out my claims and confirmations here. And here we see that the fight that happened on the 9th of March, we shot down a new Pod 11, and in the remarks here on the right side we can see that the enemy pilot was Adrien Louis Jacques Lebs, a historic ace, which is quite awesome. That's quite awesome. That pilot was good. I'm quite lucky that he was most certainly damaged or even wounded by ground fire, which allowed me to really defeat him near the airfield. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if I would have been able to do it. He was quite good. We can also check out his profile in the ACE data bank. We'll do that in a moment. But yeah, that claim was confirmed, and that means that I now have 3 confirmed victories out of 5 claimed ones, which is quite nice. I think I'll soon be due for another promotion. That would be nice. So let's have a quick look in the intel room here. We'll go to the aces and let's see if there's information about the ace that we downed in here. Labs. Okay, so there's no detailed information about him present. This is his picture. And up to this date, he didn't have any kills historically. So those would be coming in later. But we can see how he looked like. That's quite nice. Okay. It is the 17th of March, as I said already. The weather should be quite alright. It was really quite alright in the previous flight on the 15th. I hope it will be good today as well. Let's go to the briefing. What kind of mission do they have for us today? Meine Herren, our mission is patrol friendly front lines. Patrol our lines, be on the lookout for enemy aircraft. Our destination is the friendly front sector, Abschnitt VF56, 12 miles away. They recommend that we patrol at an altitude of 1,800 meters. We will patrol the area for 24 minutes, and our patrol distance along the front will be 13 miles. Let's have a look. Oh, this is an interesting route. Okay, so we are once again flying all the way to the west, to the Ain River. I completely butchered that name, I'm sure of that. We are taking off from SIVRY. We'll fly to the circle up waypoint, fly to waypoint 1, then south to the front line position, and from there we will patrol along the front lines. Looks like everybody's going, yeah, okay. Both flights. I will be led by Bölke. Von Sastrov will be flying on the 2nd position and myself on the 3rd. Kette 1 will be Leutnant der Reserve Wieland Grafe, then Lörzer, then Kurz. Nice. Let me just check something. I could try to reduce our fuel load, but this will be quite a far patrol. So I might not want to do it on this mission. Maybe in one of the future missions we might try to reduce the fuel load. Although we'll be in friendly territory the whole time, you know what? Let's bring it down to 90. And when we land, we'll have a look at how much fuel we have remaining. I'm just not sure about Bölke's Fokker E4. I can imagine that that thing would basically what is a twin engine, might be quite the thirsty beast. So maybe reducing fuel for him might not be such a great idea. Although, on the right it says the range should be about the same for all of us. Let's try this approach. We'll try it for now. And I want to mention something else really quick. In one of the previous episodes, somebody asked in the comments why I am not using tracer rounds. I could tick here, and that would make me use tracer rounds. However, at this point in the war, in March 1916, tracer rounds were not invented yet, so that's why we don't have them in the game by default. Later in the war, when tracer rounds do get invented, and when they are being used, then the game will give us tracer rounds automatically, basically. So if I wish, I can overwrite this historic realism by selecting this and having tracer rounds from the get-go, but I prefer to stay historic, so we at this point in the war actually have to aim with the sights, not with tracers. So yeah, that's why I'm not using tracer rounds right now. They haven't been invented yet. Okay, let's go to the field. Let's have a quick look at the weather first. Partial or scattered cloud cover. Moderate breeze, south-southwest, 16 knots. Well, I'm not sure that's quite that moderate, but it's okay. Let's go. Okay, welcome to the field. We are turning on the engines. And there goes Bölke with his new Fokker E4. Let's immediately follow. A little stutter. The others are standing by as well. And off we go. We are airborne. Look at Bölke go in the front. That Fokker E4 is so fast. It really is a fast plane. But speed is not the only important thing in a fight. The jury is still out to see how well that aircraft performs in combat. With a little bit of wind, that's fine. And we are leaving SIVRY behind us, with the second flight following us up here. The airfield at SIVRY is sitting quite pretty in between these hills. Very nice. And well, the river is basically right next door, which is also quite pretty. But okay. Let's try to catch up to Bölke. He really is fast. But he will be blipping his engine, giving us the opportunity to catch up. It's a beautiful day today. There are some big clouds in that direction. Also more in that direction over there. So it looks like we are catching a break in the weather here for our patrol. But apart from that, the skies look really beautiful. And I'm looking forward to this patrol. So let's put a little cut into the episode here. And we'll resume it once we are getting to the front lines. Welcome back. We have just made an extremely sharp turn. I don't know yet why. I think we are almost at the frontline position. And and suddenly we turn towards the northwest. Something must be in front of us, and Bölke is just... he just stopped blipping and went full speed. He has seen something. I'm sure. The question is, what did he see? In any case, Bölke... there. Enemy two-seater. He doesn't see us yet. He's heading into our territory. Quite a bit higher than we are. I guess that we are now at about 2 kilometers, and that guy is at least 1 kilometer above us. So we'll need some time to climb. Bölke, on the other hand, well, he is fast. That's the advantage of his Fokker E4. He can run down that guy. And with his twin Spandau machine guns, he should be able to wreck that two-seater. He should be able to absolutely wreck the two-seater. We'll see. But my Fokker E3, my new one, isn't so bad either. It's not too different compared to the E2. It's essentially the same aircraft. We just have bigger wings and a slightly longer plane, helping to make the plane more stable. And, well, what's that? Okay, that must be a member from Cat 1, from Flight 1. Coming up to join us. Yeah, the aircraft is more stable than the E2. That's a big plus. And we are also climbing a bit better. The enemy two-seater has seen us now, and I believe he is turning back towards the south, yes. Might be too late for him though. The sun is making things a little bit difficult now. There's the two-seater. He might be diving, which will actually help me. It will also help Bölke. Look at Bölke go. The E4 is just so damn fast. That and the twin Spandaus, those were the advantages of that aircraft design. But it had also many problems, which is why Bölke actually really disliked the design. Oh, Bölke is breaking off. What happened? Did Bölke get shot? Or is one of the problems with the E4 raising its head, namely the very poor engine reliability, because the cooling was really bad. The E4's design, basically they took the engine that's in here and put another one in front of it. The result was that the rearward engine tended to overheat extremely fast. Yeah, and it looks like Bölke is out of the fight. He's retiring from the fight, racing back towards friendly airfields. The enemy Quadron is in front of us. Can we catch it before it gets too deep into enemy territory? It's a little bit doubtful. I'm not quite sure who's with me here. This might just be the first flight. In that case, I have no idea where Zastorf went. Well, I'll stay with these guys for now and we'll attack the two-seater together. If we dare to go deeper into enemy territory. for now we do. But enemy airfields are not too far away. Absolutely not. Burke had a really good chance to run down this thing, but yeah, I guess his engine packed up. Damn, a Quadron in a dive can pick up some speed. My E3 isn't really quick enough. And this thing is going deep into enemy territory. Getting closer to Verdun, getting closer to enemy airfields. Making me much more nervous. We're flying southeast, yeah, directly towards enemy airfields near Verdun. I don't like this. I'll stay on him as long as the others are. If they are turning around, I'm turning around. That means I have to keep my eyes both on the enemy and on these guys. Still on him. One of them is dropping back a little bit. Might have some engine trouble too. I'm sure that we are closing in on enemy airfields. We have to be careful. Enemy fighters might rise up to challenge us. We really have to be careful with this. The enemy plane had a quite huge altitude advantage when we encountered it. It was much higher than we were. And that saved it. I think that might save it. We are not catching up quick enough. The altitude that he was able to burn to pick up speed has really given him a significant advantage. No enemy planes in sight. But you never know what might happen. And where they might be. Enemy airfield, 12 o'clock. This is where this guy's running to. And I don't fancy making the same mistakes that the French pilot made above Yarmetz airfield. I'm not looking forward to fighting this thing above one of its own airfields. So I expect that we'll soon, very soon, turn around and get out of here. Certainly the Quadron will arrive above the airfield before we can catch up to it. Well, we are still going. Maybe we'll just give him a pass. Put a few holes into it. Make sure that it requires repairs. And, well, it also sends a message. Kampfeinsitzer SIVRY. Kampfeinsitzer Kommando SIVRY is here. And we will make sure that enemy reconnaissance planes can't perform their duties. We're slowly catching up, but it's simply not fast enough. If only Burke's plane didn't develop problems. he would have been able to run down the Cadron without issues. But yeah, the cooling on those engines, it's not good. Yeah, looks like the Cadron is now spiraling down. So we are above the airfield. He's going to spiral down to land at the airfield. Gonna stay on this course for now. Have a look at what the others are doing. French gunner is now in a position to shoot at us. He's sitting in the front. Are we going down? Are we dropping on him or not? Looks like we are. Or are we? We don't seem to be too sure of ourselves. Are we or are we not? Or are we just looking if anybody will rise up to engage us? The drone is below my right wing. Looks like we're heading out. I'm gonna give it a pass and then join the others. Just a pass, just put a few nice holes into it. The advantage of the Fokker, it is diving quite nicely. We're done, 12 o'clock, including all its anti-aircraft armaments, so I really don't want to linger here. I'm getting out as soon as I complete this pass. And gun jam. Let's get out. Bye! Have fun repairing that. Maybe I hit somebody as well. Let me unjam this gun. Nothing. Ah. Yeah, damn it. Hammering the gun. Still nothing. Might have a problem here. There we go. Dislodged the bullet that was stuck. Yeah, we are shooting again. And anti-aircraft fire. Well, they have noticed me. It's time to get out of here. I'm looking for the other flight. Can't see them right now. If I can find them, I might join them to complete the patrol. Oh, it's sometimes so difficult to find anything in the sky. And I also have to keep an eye on my 6. It's very possible that a few French planes might take off from the airfield below me. So I have to watch my tail. Where did that flight go? Just scanning the sky in front of me. Currently I'm heading northwest, which I think is the direction they were heading. I don't see anything below my tail pursuing me, which is good. The airfield is right there. The quadron will soon land. I'm not gonna linger to see if it makes a graceful landing or if it crashes. I am getting out of here, and I'm concerned that I can't see the flight of Fokkers. They should still be near me. I can't find them though. I'm on my own right now, which is not very nice. Not a nice feeling at all. You never know what you might run into. The dirt on my glasses is making things even more difficult. By the way, let me know if I should maybe tone down this effect or tone it up. Something behind me. 2 contacts. What are those? Let's keep heading this way so that I can get a look at these 2 against the cloud, preferably. Fokker? Oh, come on. Aircraft won't stay stable. Let me head the same way. Were those Fokkers or are those biplanes? Those might be monoplanes, in which case I might go and join them. Let's go over there and have a look. If it turns out that they are actually biplanes, then I hope... Damn it, I lost them. How did I lose them? There. If they turn out to be biplanes, I'm immediately turning around. It's very difficult to tell. Very difficult. Yeah, those are biplanes. Bye! They didn't see me yet, which is great. I'm a little bit lower than they are. So, goodbye. I think those are biplanes and I am not up for that fight. Against 2 of those, no chance. Yeah, I think those are biplanes. 1 flight of biplanes. How much fuel do I have? Still enough. Do I fly back to SIVRY? Or do I try to find the other flight? Well, my objective should still be to first gain a little bit of altitude. Get back to my side of the lines. And then we can plan what we are going to do. But I know there is a flight of biplanes in the area. And I really, really don't want to be anywhere near them while I'm alone. But they are faster than I am. I would not be able to escape. So I'm gonna climb a little bit. And I'm gonna return to my lines. before my engine starts to develop issues. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to head out. I should mention that so far I really like flying the E3. It is maybe just a little bit slower than the E2 was because of the bigger wings, but the bigger wings do really help with the stability at low speeds especially, and they also help with climbing. This thing climbs quite well, better than the E2. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the aircraft and its performance. Oh, don't get me wrong, it's still absolutely outdated at this point, and we really should be receiving something that's better than this, and I'm not talking about the Fokker E4, because that thing has many other issues. But yeah, for what it is and for what we have, the Fokker E3 is a pretty nice aircraft. Still, I can't wait to hopefully survive long enough to maybe get a Halberstadt later in the year. That would be quite nice if I could make it that long. But that will only happen if I keep myself safe, if I keep myself away from hungry pairs of Newports looking for easy prey. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I'll cut the video here and I'll resume it if something happens. And I think, looking at my fuel state, I'll look for the other flight for a little bit, but if I don't find them very soon, I'm returning to SIVRY, which is over there, in that direction. I think actually. Over there, I guess. Yeah, somewhere over there. Welcome back. We have arrived at SIVRY. I just passed above the airfield, it is down there. We are now going to land. But first I have to descend a little bit. I'm not afraid to put some stress on the airframe. The airframe is still quite new, and I think it can take it. Let me just check which way are we landing. Okay, the wind is coming, it's blowing that way. So that is where we are landing from. We'll pass above this little town and then come in. The airfield is really in quite a beautiful place. In between these hills here. Really quite nice. Okay. Ready to turn around. Here we go. Sharp turn. And there's the field right in front of us. And let's blip the engine. Shut off the ignition to slow down. Passed above the trees. This is looking good. Let me now turn fully into the wind. We can see that a few others have already landed. 5 machines, this is good. There are 5 planes down here. So I guess everybody made it home already. I'm the last one to make it home. I did fly a little bit towards the west before I turned back around and returned to the airfield. And here we are. Not running into anybody? No. Okay, let me choke off the engine. There's Bölke. And we made it. Let's wait for the airplane to stop shaking. Bölke, what happened? Man, look at this thing. You can see that basically there are 2 engines. One in front of the other. And the 2 Spandau machine guns on the cowling up there. Nice firepower, but what use is it if your engine packs up before you can catch your target? Well, let's go to the debrief. Let's see. We fired 46 rounds, 11 hits, accuracy 24%, that's actually quite nice. Total flying time 60 minutes. We landed, our airfield has sustained some damage, yes. No enemy craft was shot down. And well, everybody seems to be mostly okay. Even Bölke's machine seems to not be heavily damaged. I'm the only one who fired any shots. But I'm not gonna claim anything because that quadrant did not go down. Let's hit done. It is now the 18th of March. Okay. Oh, can't wait until we get something like that. Alright, so the next mission will be on the 18th of March. No news. Interesting. Well, there certainly were some news, so I'm gonna jump into the main menu real quick and back into the campaign. Now, let's watch a little movie together. Marching German soldiers. Well, I should say Prussian soldiers. Galloping soldiers. These look French, I think. Okay. Now let's have a look at the news. Let's see, what did I not read to you? I did read to you this one. This one I didn't read to you. 12th of March 1916. British take over Vimy sector. The British front has been extended south by 20 miles to relieve the French 10th Army for operations at Verdun. The taken over line runs from Loos down to Ransard and includes the Vimy Ridge area. This sector, near Douai, has been quiet since October of last year, with the French and Germans having a live and let live attitude. The arrival of the British is expected to change that. The incoming British units claim the French trenches are poorly dug, with few strong points or dugouts, and containing many unburied bodies. British observers are unable to see the enemy artillery and supply routes on the far side of the Vimy summit. Yet, the Germans have a commanding view of all the British activities far behind the lines. So what does that mean for us? That means for us that the French are free to bring in many more troops to the Verdun area. And I expect that we'll see more French squadrons arrive as well. 16th of March. Admiral von Tirpitz resigns. Tirpitz's promotion of unrestricted submarine warfare has proved highly controversial, most notably with the neutral USA. Finding his policy constrained, therefore, Tirpitz has tendered his resignation, which somewhat to his surprise was accepted today by Wilhelm II. So, he did not expect that the Emperor would accept his resignation, but he did. At this point, they really didn't want to draw the United States into the war. Okay. So, next mission on the 18th. I wonder what it will be, but we will find out next time. For now, let's have a quick look at the mission that we have flown today. All air units, yes. We were assigned to Fokker. Let me zoom in a little bit. We took off. Fokkers are taking off here at Béchamp. Caudron's becoming airborne over there. I'm airborne. Everybody is airborne. We are flying, climbing. A Caudron is taking off from here. Flying that way. Some new ports are taking off down here. We are flying this way. Fokkers are strafing French troops on the front lines. Risky. Very risky. Yeah, we are flying south now towards the front lines. And I think when we are almost reach it, that is when we encounter the two-seater. Yeah, there we go. Two-seater encountered and we are pursuing it almost all the way to Verdun. Damn, we went deeper into enemy territory than I thought. Well, actually, I did see the city of Verdun, so I shouldn't be too surprised. This is where I've turned around and I'm diving down on the French two-seater. The French observation balloon here near the river is taking hits from a Fokker. And this is where my rounds are hitting the poor two-seater. Observation balloon is taking hits. Taking plenty of hits, actually. Fokker is landing back here. I've turned around and I'm flying out. Fokker E3 lands at Béchamps. Okay. They're still going after the observation balloon. A German balloon is taking hits. Where? Oh, over here. Okay, far away from us. And is brought down. I'm struggling to find the others, so I fly a bit back and forth. Meanwhile, Bölke is landing at SIVRY. That's how fast he made it back there. Really amazing. The Caudron lands at Verdun. Zastrov lands at SIVRY, so he immediately followed Bölke. I fly over here and then I decide to return back home. And this is when the other flight is landing. So I was hot on their heels, actually. A Fokker is taking hits from a new port. Over here, I believe. Yeah. One of the Fokkers stationed at Béchamps takes plenty of hits by Newport and is destroyed by Newport, so they have lost a Fokker here. Another Fokker is taking hits from a Newport and is shot down. Damn, they lost two Fokkers. I'm low on fuel. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't dial down the fuel load. And I land at SIVRY. And that's that. Interesting flight path for today. But it's alright. We're okay. That's what counts. So, I think that I still need to introduce you to one of the historic aces in the unit. We might as well go ahead and do that now. So, Fritz Flying Pastor Lörzer. Yeah, let's go to the intel screen real quick. Aces in my current squadron. Bölke we know already. Bölke has now 11 victories. When did he get those? On the 12th and on the 13th. On the 12th he shot down a farman near Fort Marais. And on the 13th he shot down a Voisin near Malancourt, historically speaking. Lieutenant Fritz Flying Pastor Lörzer. Fritz Lörzer, Bruno Lörzer's younger brother, was born 27 July 1893. Known as the Flying Pastor due to his pre-war religious career, he joined the Fliegertruppe on the 15th of June 1915. After pilot training and service in a two-seater unit, Fritz joined his brother at Kekia Metz on the 11th of March 1916. On the formation of the Jastas, he went to Jasta 6, was commissioned, and rejoined his brother at Jasta 26 on the 21st of February 1917. He was appointed commander of Jasta 63 on the 9th of January 1918 and was posted back to Jasta 26 as its commander exactly 1 year after he first joined it on the 21st of February 1918. He was filling the spot held by his brother, who assumed command of Jagdgeschwader 3 or 3 on that day. He was shot down over Kutry and made prisoner of war on the 12th of June 1918. Fritz Lörzer died on the 21st of July 1952. Wow. Somebody who survived the war, that's rare. for pilots who joined in... When did he join? In 1915. That's rare. Super rare. Maybe he had some divine protection, who knows. Well, okay, this has been today's episode. I do hope that you have enjoyed it, and I do hope that you are looking forward to the next one. Until then, have some really great days, and goodbye.